You may have heard about the shocking sex abuse lawsuit being leveled at WWE boss Vince McMahon by a former employee.
Former WWE employee Janel Grant accuses McMahon of sexual assault and trafficking.
The scandal couldn't come at a worse time as the WWE signed a massive $5 billion deal with Netflix.
The lawsuit, Janel Grant accuses McMahon of sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of her with the wrestlers and recruiting men to have a threesome at the WWE headquarters.
Everyone at the WWE has reportedly been told to not say a word.
Do you believe her? Do you believe Janel Grant?
Oh, again, I don't know enough about the information to give you a good enough answer there. I'm sorry.
The parent company of WWE says they take the accusers' quote horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing the matter internally.
Let's talk about, after this video, how the internet reacted. Because I gotta tell you, the way the internet reacted is crazy. Fans in the wider wrestling community are right now, after this comment, are divided over the lawsuit due to the high-profile nature of the allegations. Obviously, the historical legacy of Vince McMahon himself and the involvement of other major figures like the guy on my screen, Brock Lesnar, John Laurinaitis, WWE in general, and so on and so forth. Now, from what I'm seeing in all these things I saw, at least on X and maybe some things on Reddit, the division largely centers around the following points. Number one, Vincent McMahon's legacy versus accountability. Many fans, including prominent wrestlers like Seth Rollins, have called the allegations disgusting and terrible, arguing it is the time to move past the McMahon's era for the health of the industry. Conversely, a vocal segment of fans remain loyal to McMahon, viewing the lawsuit as a cash grab or publicity stunt intended to tarnish his 40-year legacy as a businessman, entrepreneur, WWE. Now, I don't know where people are saying what Seth said. I don't know if that's true, and I can't find a backup, so take that for a grain of salt. But I can do, based on most of these tweets, a lot of people are backing up Vince. Some are backing Vince for the wrong reasons, which is like, oh, if Vince is proven innocent, we can get him back and we can kick out Triple H. So, like, at this point, those fans are stupid. We're going to put them to the side. And, like, all you guys care about is your goddamn product instead of a person's life. You rather have Vince back, and just because you're not enjoying the product right now, and you rather deal with that BS, which is stupid. Now, this person says it perfectly here. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen? Let me make sure. Where is my... There we go. Yeah, you guys can see my screen. I have so many windows open for this, so that's why I'm trying to make sure. This person, Lita Salt Banks, I don't know, it looks like a typical fan. The way WWE tribalistic fans are responding to Janel Grant's today is the same behavior from MAGA regarding Trump and the other pedo PDF protectors. This country seriously needs a big slap of reality. It's so insane how inhumane y'all act. So that's one. The last day has made me so disgusted with the WWE community, not only people from the Hispanic community, but gringos too, supporting Vince McMahon and insulting Janel Grant in every possible way. The world and its people are S. And then some people throwing comments that have nothing to do with the topic. Unfortunately, this community really is toxic, even if some people won't admit it. And, so some Spanish guy says, don't take Vince out. He is the god of the major era of WWE, which is weird. Oh man, this is all Spanish. So, calling a is insult. You think it is. Anyway, people went crazy about this. It's amazing how many people dismiss SA violence in this country. I'm sick of this. Justice for Janel Grant and love to all the courageous survivors out there. F Vince and F everyone WWE who's covering this up. And then, okay, that's just that. Some people are all obviously going to applaud Janel Grant. Janel Grant, you are strong. You are stronger than any company, any board, any executive, and fan that denies and silences your real life experience. To hell with WWE. To hell with TKO. I'm just going to keep closing because I need these windows. How anyone can still... So this is where we need to be very careful when you let your emotions get to you. How anyone can still watch WWE is beyond me. The most corrupt company ever. Nostalgia be damned. Janel Grant speaks publicly, says she still worries for current WWE employees. KJICs. Yes, she's worried about WWE employees. It's very hard. You guys got to distinguish the few bad actors in WWE versus the whole product. You dismiss the whole product, you are sacrificing millions of jobs of people that weren't even involved in this. These include the talent of wrestlers, the talent in general, whether it's the back of house people that make the shows happen, the people in the office that have nothing to do with this or not involved in this. You try to cancel WWE in general, you are costing a lot of people's work, a lot of people's jobs. Not everyone can leave WWE and go to other products like TNA and AEW. There's not enough space. There's so much staff at risk right now, and the best thing that they did at first is take Vince out of the equation. And Vince shouldn't be... Look, after all this, Vince shouldn't come back. He's just a bad egg in general at this point. There's a lot going on. He was, even before all this came up, he wasn't helping with the storyline. So he just shouldn't come back in general, in my personal opinion. He should never come back, whether he eventually somehow gets proven innocent or not. He shouldn't come back. If they have an issue with Triple H and storytelling, find someone else. I don't know at this point. But a lot of people's jobs are in line with this case. And if we're trying to cancel a whole company because of the product, that's effed up, because you're hurting a billion people's jobs. It's not their fault. Their boss decided to be in the middle of some BS. So that's my opinion on that. So we need to be very careful with that. It's the same situation that I brought up earlier with the JD from New York being back and commentating with House of Glory after the whole crap about what he said about Mercedes Moné being a, how his crap talk about AEW and him being, according to many people, a big asshole. He's not a bad commentator, but he's an asshole, piece of crap, whatever. You can't fault the whole organization and talent on a few bad decisions made by higher ups, because that's messed up. So we gotta tread carefully when we say these type of comments. Anyway, I'll always love WWE, but for them to sweep the Janel Grant and Ashley Massaro situation under the rug makes me question them all the time. Yes. So if you don't know about Ashley Massaro, she had a situation with during international tour in one of the tribute to the troops, which created an issue. Like, she got essay too during a tribute to the troops situation. They swept that on the rug, which that was during the McMahon era. That was during the McMahon's era, and they haven't really reopened it. Maybe after this Janel Grant and McMahon case gets resolved and it goes in Janel Grant's favor, maybe WWE, especially TKO, will reopen this and look into Ashley Mazzaro's situation, because they definitely should look into that. And things need to be fixed internally. Once again, it's not on the staff, or the talent is on the higher ups that allow this to happen, and those people need to be questioned and investigated. What else here? Also, now that I thought about it, incredibly discussing your weaponizing what happened to Janel Grant for AEW. So this is a person responding that people are trying to be tribalistic. Oh, go see again. So now we're dealing with the negative. Those were more the the positive sides of the internet reacting. We can get into the negative, but let's go through more of the points that are dividing the fan base based on her statement recently. So we talked about the Seth Rollins thing. Now let's talk about the consensual defense. McMahon's legal team maintains the relationship was entirely consensual. This has led some fans to point to the gifts Grant receives, such as luxury cars and expensive jewelry, as evidence of transactional relationship rather than trafficking. Others argue that the power imbalance between a CEO and an entry-level employee makes true consent impossible. So what are they talking about there? So apparently, and people are bringing it up all over X, stating that she definitely had a choice. There are real victims out there that this is a slap in the face to those victims. Janel, Grant, and Binks are both terrible people. She comes off as a gold digger because part of somewhere in the statement of the case of her allegations, she wrote, discovery of this case will show that plaintiff sent him sexually explicit images of herself and texted him to say, amongst other things, that she was in love with him and he was the love of her life, that he was her best friend, that she wanted to have relations with him, and providing graphic detail of that she fantasized about being held, enjoying being in certain situations through relations, that she wanted the defendant to watch her have relations with other people and know about her relations with others, that she wanted defendant to give thousands of dollars for clothes, plastic surgery, and other gifts, that she wanted to have a future with the defendant even after signing the agreement, and that she wanted defendant to keep living in the same building so she can continue to see him even after signing the agreement. So that's part of the reason some people online are going against it, due to that statement. And I believe that might be that was McMahon's legal team providing that information. Another point internet is bringing up is the corporate accountability. There's a significant debate over how much WWE leadership, which includes current executives like Triple H and Nick Khan, knew. Fans have criticized Triple H for his dismissive responses as of recently, and he's not the only one. There's many people that are responding dismissively to the lawsuit and press conference, while others defend current management, claiming they have successfully distanced the company from McMahon's personal actions. Treatment of other athletes, the inclusion of Brock Lesnar in the allegations it says Brock Lesnar. It doesn't say Brock, just so we're clear, it doesn't say Brock Lesnar in the case, but it does say former MMA fighter champion. So obviously it leads to none other than Brock Lesnar, because he was a champ, he was a male. So obviously it doesn't say Brock Lesnar, but based on the description, we can only assume it's Brock Lesnar, where he was allegedly offered favors as a contract incentive, has split the fan base. Some demand he never return to WWE, while others are frustrated that a legendary career is being derailed by unproven allegations. Validity of the NDA. Supporters of Grant view the $3 million NDA as a tool of coercion used to silence a victim, which we talked about previously. Critics argue that Grant willingly signed a contract for millions of dollars and only filed the suit once the payment stopped, questioning her motives. So the statement from Grant's attorney and related discussion explored the legal agreement and different fan perspectives surrounding the lawsuit against Vince McMahon. So divided amongst all those points, and then people reacting to her statement on the 19th, saying justice for someone making fun of the people for Janel Grant. Justice for Janel Grant. She's so brave. So does this mean y'all love Triple H again and don't want Vince to save WWE or not? I'm confused. So again, these fans that just are trying to use this as a way to get Vince back is so childish. Because anyway, they did a storyline in 2020 mocking her abuse, mocking my abuse, Janel Grant. So, oh damn, she is lying knowing non-wrestling fans won't care to check this. What else is she lying about? Me, who watches WWE every week. Now, she's saying 2024, and obviously, as Meltzer stated, it's the Rhea and Liv storyline from earlier. Now, while she doesn't say explicitly, because she obviously isn't a person that clearly watches the product to be able to go in that detail, she only is assuming. I mean, she's stating that. We can only assume is that statement. The biggest annoyance is from this guy, who is probably one of the sleaziest human beings I've ever heard of recently. Obviously, Andrew Tate is the man I'm talking about. Andrew Tate mocks Janel Grant trafficking claims in Vince McMahon's case, and this is how he goes about it.
I'm a billionaire, and he bought her all of these things. This is disgusting. Ready?
Go on.
This is disgusting.
Hit me with it.
Alternative clinic medical care and cosmetic surgeries and products.
Shit!
Clubhouse access tickets to the Belmont Stakes.
Fuck!
Private full-day transportation and premium tickets to the WrestleMania. 2000.
So these are red pill males, machismo males.
$1 Nordstrom gift card.
Fuck!
Who gets Nordstrom gift cards?
A massive box of chocolates and flowers.
Oh my god, that's trafficking.
$20,000 towards surgery paid directly to the surgeon's office.
Trafficking.
A pearl and diamond necklace.
Trafficking!
Blue cashmere knee-length cardigan.
Trafficking!
Blue.
So obviously they're mocking her based on all the things that has been revealed that she was getting from Vince.
Blue Burberry cashmere scarf.
Trafficking!
Blue cashmere and fur hat. 30XI.
Trauma of driving that BMW at her surgically altered body with surgery to her stomach
To know that she is a victim of human trafficking.
The IWC is in shambles over the newest news on Vince McMahon Janel Grant's case that is currently headed to arbitration this June. Death threats and just mental collapse all over the place from those who call themselves mental health advocates. I can't wait until they hear No Chan hits live on Raw and SmackDown. Not gonna happen over the coming months. I also can't wait to see the reactions and all the fake outrage and ensuing threats that they'll never watch WWE again just to tune in within hours. And like I said, and I think this person in the bottom says it, even after this case is decided, Vince will be too toxic for TKO to touch. His best chance is a Hall of Fame induction and a speech, but I'm skeptical that even would happen at this point while he's still living. And the person from this original tweet says, wait and see. So there's also people saying that, oh, he's going to get WWE back. There's no way Vince McMahon is going to get WWE back from TKO. TKO sees this, until fans stop buying tickets to these events because of the high cost. TKO sees this as a money-making machine. There's no way they're going to sell it back to Vince after all that's happening. Vince sold, even after he dropped down even more. After he left WWE, he sold even more of his shares of WWE towards TKO, and he has less of a chance of a buyout. He doesn't have probably the money to buy it out unless he takes several loans or whatever, which will make him probably financially unstable to run the company. I don't know. What do I know? I think at the last time I heard, he has 4% amount of stocks into WWE. There's no way he can buy it back. He can create his own company again if he wants, but he's not getting WWE back. If he does, I want to know the circus juggling that he did in order to get it back. But let's see what else they say. There are many posts on my feed talking about the latest news and new development in this case, but no one has actually offered any insight to what else these new developments actually are. Arbitration in June. Yeah. Don't forget the ones telling people to off themselves after the years of lecture from a moral high ground. Now, everyone is saying they're calling her names to the point of saying they're trying to say something, and I'm just going to cover it with my body, and calling her a gold digger without any skill or value. So they're just saying she wants money. I suspect we will never see Vince back in WWE unless he somehow manages to buy it back. Sadly, he's not buying it back, guys. He's not going to buy it back. But what else did the internet say? The verdict says nothing because there are actually no verdict based off of research. The arbitration doesn't happen till June. So there's no verdict. The verdict says consensual. Get my boy back in office now. There's nothing has happened due to that until arbitration happens or whatever they decide in June. What the pettiest thing I saw online, and many people agree, within minutes of her statement, WWE post on February, well, not minutes. Well, it says February 20th, and her thing says she did the speech on the 19th. So take it for a grain of salt. Let's say within 24 hours of her statement, WWE posts that the Beast is back. Brock Lesnar returns to WWE Raw this Monday in Atlanta. Call it cold, but calculative. Now, another post by PWP Nation posts that Janel Grant spoke publicly today about WWE and Vince McMahon's case. Former WWE employee Janel Grant made public remarks today regarding her ongoing lawsuit involving Vince McMahon. Here's some key points where the speech spoke about the impact of the non-disclosure agreement tied to the case, said the NDA caused long-term emotional, so on and so forth. Rejected a report request to issue a joint statement labeling the relationship as consensual. And all that. Basically what I stated before. And on a side note, here are the gifts accepted by Janel Grant from Vince McMahon. So they list all the things. I mean, this has become a thing that is become a he say, she say until proven guilty. Honestly, I'm not going to be surprised based on what I saw in some other videos about Vince McMahon if all of this is true. I wouldn't be surprised. But regardless, Vince should never come back to WWE. It's over for him. He should have never done this. He shouldn't even I don't know. Like there should have been no reason this ever happened. It's like, to me, everything's against him. But depending how this case goes, whether it goes into public or depending whether the case goes public or private, it'll favor one person more than the other. So while the legal case continued, as you know, she made her public statement. Anyway, so let's move on. So we had supportive reactions from people, we had negative reactions, skeptical reactions, and then there's a middle reaction, which are a third group of people, quieter fans who are simply just exhausted at this point. They're not angry and not even debating. They're just tired of hearing this. They're tired of the controversy dominating wrestling discussions. Many comments echo the same way. They just want to move on from this. And unfortunately, the only way this can happen is by this case happening and ending. And we need this to happen. So unfortunately for this group of people that are just tired of hearing about this, we'll have to wait a little more. We have to first wait to see what happens in June. And from June, see where that takes us. We may not be able to see a conclusion to this till maybe next year, to be honest. And that's it. Every platform is reacting differently. On YouTube, we have just deep dive conversations, even more deeper and analytical than I'm talking about. And on Twitter, we're just seeing chemical reactions by the IWC and just whether it's toxic or positive. We're seeing all the reactions on X. So at the end of the day, maybe the biggest story isn't just the statement itself. Maybe it's how differently wrestling fans are processing this real world issue depending on the platform we're on. Some fans are reacting emotionally, some are reacting analytical, some are disengaged completely, and each group believes their reaction represents their majority. But in reality, the IWC has many conversations happening at once. Maybe the hardest part about a moment like this is that wrestling fans aren't just used to uncertainty. In wrestling, stories have endings. Someone wins, someone loses, but in real life, it unfortunately doesn't work that way. Some fans are, like I said, reacting emotionally. They're reacting cautiously, like I am right now. And some fans are just stepping away entirely. And maybe that's why the IWC feels fractured right now, in all honesty, based on seeing all this. Not because people hate each other, but because they're trying to process something uncomfortable in completely different ways. The internet pushes us to pick a side immediately, but maybe the real challenge is learning how to exist in the middle while the story is still unfolding. And while the legal process continues, the conversation online isn't slowing down anytime soon. So, in my end, if you guys want my real take, I think we really need to see what happens. I think, honestly, this case needs to go public. That's my thought. And obviously, it's going to hurt WWE, but I think if WWE gets this level of transparency, especially with the new owners, if you give them, if we get this public case and we find out all the truth, maybe it'll help WWE. And if it doesn't, they need to figure out how to fix it. Because keeping everything private, keeping everything close gives us a sense of not trusting WWE. And it doesn't help those that are still working there. But I don't know. I honestly, at this point, we're in a different era of WWE without Vince. It'll be nice we can finish this and move on to a new product, hopefully a cheaper product, with hopefully TKO eventually gives us cheaper tickets cost, but we'll have to see. So until we hear about this, that's the tea drop. Keep it respectful in the comments, guys, because real people are involved in this and the story is still unfolding. But tell me, has the internet wrestling community become more divided than ever due to this case? Or are we just seeing it more clearly now of how IWC truly is to the world? Let me know your thoughts in the comment, and I'll see you on the next video.